Welcome everybody. Today's video finds us over here in Ayutthaya. And we're gonna jump on a little boat and we're gonna go around the island. It's been a couple years since I've done this, so it should be a lot of fun. Let's go see what we see. So right over here in the evening and in the morning, they have a little market that sets up over here in the parking lot. And there's another tourist pier over here. So we'll go over here and we'll see if we can find a boat. You see they just have some of their like secondhand stuff that they sell during the day. There's people that sell amulets and food. And then in the evening, they set up here with their little stalls. You can see them here. So they'll be selling food and all of that here tonight. Okay, so we negotiated a deal here with these ladies. So they wanted 700 baht at first, and then they said, well, we can do a small boat for 500. So we'll do that. Okay, so it'll be this lady here, I believe. And down here, this is the old river. So there's 3 rivers that form the island of Ayutthaya: the Pasak, the Laburi, and the Chao Phraya River. So we'll go up this river. This is the Pasak here, I believe, and then it runs into the Laburi, and then it'll come around into the Chao Phraya. So we're going to take this boat here, and we have a little helper. You can see over here. Here's a guy washing some clothes out here in the river, and then that over there is a temple, Wat Moondrop, and then you can see another chetty way over there. I think that's Wat Sam Jetty. And then you can see this is the island of Ayutthaya over here. And all the houses are built up on stilts because this will flood during the monsoons. Now this is another little island over here, Ko Loi or something like that. So if you want to go over to that one, you can pay these guys here 5 baht to go over to that little island. Back there, there's the lady that's going to be our captain. Now she was saying she's been doing this for 50 years. She's 77 years old and she's still out here going strong. Yeah, this is great. So this in here is covered and you get your little life jackets. They say you got to have a life jacket next to you because the government will give you a ticket if you don't. Okay, and that goes up to the Prasak River. That's where it comes in here. And then this right here is the old Laburi River. Yeah, it's been almost 2 years since we did a boat tour, so I said today we'll come over here and do this. It's always a great way to see a little bit of a different vantage point of the city. You got some of their houses here. There's another boat tour that you can take. And then hotels and stuff like that are all along. And here's a Chinese shrine. And the current right now is up quite a bit, so the water levels are high. Sometimes you'll come here during low tide and this will be way, way down. The guy over here fishing. You'll see a lot of them out here with the little spear guns now. Here's another one of the boats. These are the bigger ones here. You can see it's high tide, so there's quite a bit of trash in the river. And some of the locals crossing over the little footbridge. See the little guy running behind there. Have a nice little restaurant here. This would be a pretty good place to grab a bite to eat in the evening. Have a temple here. Now I've been to this temple. There's a couple old Buddhas inside of it. It's pretty cool. They've restored the little ubasot that's on the other side of the road over there. You can just see the top. It was a nice little video that I did. You got the big monitor lizard going along there. And we're kind of in a hole right here, but there's a temple right over the hill. Wat Na Pra Me, I believe. And there's a lot of history to this part right here. The old Grand Palace was just on the other side over here on this side of the island. And the Burmese attacked here, and there was, in that temple right there, was where they signed the treaty with them during the White Elephant War. And then the Burmese built stockades right over here, and they shelled the city. And you got a little bridge here, and there's temples all along, old temple ruins all through the trees here. I've been to a lot of them. I really enjoyed coming down here and seeing them. And then over here is the old Grand Palace. Now you can't go into that ruin. You can see it just from the road. Another little restaurant here. So they have their own pier, so you can take the boat right here to the restaurant. Now there at one time was, I think, 24 different ferry crossings from the mainland over onto Ayutthaya. So you got some people here. Now this temple here is really, really cool. This is a temple that King Taksin and King Rama I both were novice monks at. And you can see the little chetty back there. Wat Chung Ta, and I've done a video from that. It was a lot of fun. And this was a ferry crossing right here, and they had the old royal boatyards right up here also. This right over here is like an old memorial to one of the Thai prime ministers from back in the 30s. This over here is Wat Salapun. I think this is a second-class royal temple here. Has some nice mural paintings inside of the ordination hall. This is a pretty cool temple. Look at the old temple wall here on the river. Oh, and that's a really nice old Ayutthaya style building. I don't know if I've ever been to this temple. Just to give you an idea, these houses are built up on stilts, but you can still see the flood marks on that second level. Now, one of the defenses of Ayutthaya back in the old days was the actual flooding. So they would use the flood to their advantage. They would have the city wall so that if anybody tried to invade, they had to be able to capture it in a season because the floods would come and make it impossible to keep fighting. But what the Burmese did in 1776 is they captured a lot of like temples and built stockades and stuff out here, and they brought provisions to last them through 2 seasons, not just one. And they were able to wait out the monsoons, and the city defenders, it became pretty desperate because they were out of food and ammunition, and then the city eventually fell. Okay, so we ran out. This is now the Chao Phraya River. You can see just a massive river here. Right there, this is a nice chetty. It's the Pra Siri Siro Thai chetty, and it's dedicated to a queen that died, like jumped in front of a spear in an elephant battle. She saved the life of the king, and that's the chetty, and they're remodeling it right now. It's going to be really beautiful when they finish it up. You can see the top is like being redone in gold. So over here is another really cool temple. You can't quite see it, but the chetty is an old Khmer style chetty. I've done a video from here also. It's very, very cool. Another nice little restaurant. You can see them all along here. You guys over here fishing. She's just going along here. This is kind of neat here. These boats. This one is a dredger, so they use it to pull the sand out. And you have the other boats here that are used in this whole operation. Okay, this is one of the best temples in Ayutthaya. This is one that you can do as part of the 6-temple tour. It's what? Chai Wing something. Now you see all the people that are kind of scurrying about. Right now the Thais are coming over here because there's a TV series that they're doing. It's this Ao Jai 2, and it's like a history of Ayutthaya. So the Thais come over here, dress up in the traditional clothing, and take photos. And it is really, really great. This one is a lot of fun to see. Yeah, the best way to enjoy this temple is to take a tuktuk or ride a motorcycle over here to it, because this one will take you about 2 hours to explore and look around. It is unbelievable. You can see the Buddha right in front of the prong. So you can see how big the Chao Phraya is. They have the tug right there, pulling these. Now these are empty. You'll see them loaded all the way up. They load these up with sand from upstream, and then they bring them down to Bangkok. So he's pulling 3 empty barges up. And this temple right here is Wat Sanam Chai. It has a really, really cool, like Burmese style chetty. So this is what you get here in Ayutthaya. You have a Buddha temple there. You have a mosque here. Then right over here, this is St. Joseph Catholic Church. And then way over there are the 2 prongs of, I believe, the first temple that was built here. It was built before Ayutthaya. It was an old residence of King Utong. So they have the Ayutthaya homestay. That'd be pretty nice to stay right here on the river. I've actually never stayed the night in Ayutthaya. I could just ride my motorcycle up here, make a day trip out of it. And here's St. Joseph Catholic Church. And I did a video of it. It was part of the foreign settlements. It's very, very nice. I have a huge boat going down the river here. They're probably headed to Ayutthaya, to Bangkok. Another barge going by. And right behind it is one of the coolest temples that you'll see here in Ayutthaya. This temple is fantastic. With the Khmer style prongs, the staff of Shivas up at the top. And it has some really, really nice buildings behind that are the old ruins. Yeah, this is really nice. And right there, that building behind there has some nice old murals. And then you can go inside of these. There's a Buddha footprint and some other old stuff here at this temple. You can see right back here, this is all the old part of this temple. This one here is definitely one you should stop and see. But you don't see as many tourists over here at it, which is a shame because it's probably one of the best in all of Ayutthaya. Yeah, all of that. That's Wat Puti Sai Sawan. It's more of the riverfront. Girl and the little boy over there fishing, and the family hanging out underneath the house over there. Yeah, so you see these that are these kind of cool greens and oranges and purples. I really like the old styling that they do. So we passed the barges going upstream. These are the ones going downstream. You can see they're loaded down with sand. And this, they pull them to Bangkok, and that's what feeds the concrete industry in Bangkok. Some more of the houses, and you can see down here, you can see the water levels where it's flooded up on the sides of these. Lots of restaurants, little bed and breakfasts, stuff like that here. So he caught him a fish. He was out here taking a picture of it. Somebody snagged their line there. Right up here is one of the only ferries that are still running. This in here actually you can ride motorcycles onto. There's a couple people ferries, but this one here is, come right over here, there's an old temple, an old Ayutthaya temple that brings you right across over here. And this is down by where the Prasak River runs into the Chao Phraya. And you can see the motorcycles coming on. Yeah, I've done these before. It's kind of fun to ride your motorcycle onto a boat and then go across the river. They're ready to go. Yeah, this is an old Ayutthaya style temple. And we got some more of the Thais over here dressed up. Now this temple right here is really popular because in a movie they used this Buddha that is in here. There's a wooden Buddha that they carved out of an old tree. And I'm not sure what they got going on over here. They got a pump blasting. And then right up ahead here, oh, that looks like that thing is sinking. So right over here, this is Prompet Fort, which was one of the most important parts of the defenses of Ayutthaya. And what these guys are doing here, I believe, is they're diving for treasure. They dive down into the bottom of the river and they try to find old artifacts. And then right over here is Wat Prom Chom. This is one of the best temples in Ayutthaya. Probably one of the top 5. You can see the guy's got his little tank and he's going to go down right to the bottom of the river. Now in the old days, the fort was right here and this protected the mouth of the Chao Phraya River. And right here in the confluence of this is the Chao Phraya and this is the Prasat River. And there's they called it a whirlpool market. There used to be an old floating market right here in the middle of this. And then there's another temple right over here that's quite cool. Yeah, if you ever are in Ayutthaya, you want to stop at this temple also. It has one of the most impressive Buddhas and has some really nice old halls. And you can see a little bit more of the fortifications of Phnom Penh. Now the Burmese didn't attack the fort right here. They came in from over this way. They built some like ramparts and tried to breach the river over here. You see that really tall building right there? That has a humongous Buddha. It looks like they're doing a little bit of renovation over there also. This one here, it's very, very well maintained. Now we're just coming back into town. So not a lot to do here, just look at the buildings and kind of enjoy the last little bit of the ride here. See the temples, everything else along the river. Almost back over to the starting point. This is a little people ferry that brings you over here. So right on the other side of here, you can see a Chinese shrine. And that pier, that is the pier from the train station. So the train station is that way about 200 yards or 200 meters. I think the ferry is like 10 or 12 baht to come across over to here. You see, this is the drop-off point. That bird was sitting here on a piece of styrofoam and the lady didn't even see her and was riding right at it. Last little bit here. This is the confluence of the Prasat and the Lopburi River. And the little tugs. So these people that are the tug crew, they just live on those. They'll have their whole family on there. You'll see the wife out like doing laundry on the back of them sometimes. But they're on them like 7 days a week. They just live there. You can see here they have it blocked off to where only smaller boats can go up into the Lopburi River. They have a little footbridge. Yeah, this is going back to what it used to be like here. You see this little paddle boat here, another one up there. In the old days, this would have been everybody. This would have been the road. Going over there, you can pick up a rider. So this is the pier. This is that first place I showed you right here. So you can rip those long towels out. And then we're going to go up to the main pier right over here. And the bigger boat if you have a big party. That's going to finish up our video over here in Ayutthaya. This was a great time. I really, really enjoy this. This is a lot of fun. It's well worth 500 baht to go around. Plus it was kind of cool having that lady that's 77 years old and has been doing this forever. She was the boat captain. And anyway, had a great time. You get to see the island in a different way, so it's always fun for me. Get to see how the houses are built, all the temples and everything, and you just miss so much when you're on the road. So I would highly recommend coming over here and doing a boat tour like this. Anyway, if you like the video, smash the like. And leave me a comment down below. If you have any questions or if you've done this before, let me know in a comment down below and I'll do my best to answer them. Or I would like to know a little bit more about your experience if you've enjoyed it. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe, stick around, and you're notified when I post a new video. And from over here in Ayutthaya, remember, life is a journey. Until next time, enjoy.